Hey guys, so I'm out here at night. I didn't know if I was going to do one of these videos or not tonight, but I just kind of want to talk because this here is going to be kind of a more special video. Um, Reason being is this video is going to be coming out around my birthday, um, close to it anyways, or something like that. And I'm going to be turning 28 this year, and honestly, I can't believe it. It's been kind of crazy. Like, time's really been going fast. I've talked about that in a few videos back, so I won't really kind of go over that again. But I ended up having to move this actually. It's a little better underneath the eave here, somewhat. Uh, yeah, so everybody's having that winter storm that's going on. Uh, I'll be honest with you. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know. A helicopter in the distance. That's weird. But anyways, a lot of silence in this one. I'm trying to figure out the best way to word it. So I've had my conspiracies for a while. Even in a video I made, it would have been just a few days ago, actually. It was just one of them cigarette talk. I think it was the tips and tricks one. It's where you can see the sky behind me and stuff. I need to go back and rewatch it. If I slip and fall, it's solid ice out here. I'm kind of squatting and leaning. But may just be an airplane. But regardless, though, it's where uh, had all those like chemtrails and shit running in the background. And what's crazy, I came across some people talking about cloud seeding. That's something I haven't gotten into a whole lot. I'm aware of it being a thing, but haven't delved into it enough to form an opinion. I'll say this though. Um, that night, I remember my wife was kind of complaining stuff about me coughing and stuff a lot. And, you know, because it's kind of annoying to wake everybody up, And I noticed that next morning whenever I was on the couch, because I was waking up, I was going to town early as fuck. Had to take care of some shit. And I was noticing, yeah, it's like, I couldn't breathe all the way with my lungs and stuff, right? Which, yeah, I mean, you could blame it on like cigarette smoking. I'm sure it doesn't help. Like, I'm not saying cigarettes are good for anybody, but I've smoked for years, not had any issues and stuff with it. And I feel like if it was cigarettes, it would happen all the time. Well, I came across some information and stuff, again, talking about that and how, a lot of people's been having some uh, abnormal issues. One of them being some weird coughs and shit like that, which I haven't looked into what kinds of what types and stuff. But I was noticing that morning, again, because I went to town really early. By the way, I went to Walmart and a couple of different hardware stores. And I had to do a little bit of driving around and shit and stuff too. And Walmart is 7 in the morning, right? I think that's whenever they first open up. It's like busy there, right? Like I had to park about halfway back, which is crazy for that because I've been at Walmart that time before, and it's like just the guys out there buffing the floor. Seems like, you know what I'm saying? It's a small town where I live too. Um, then went to hardware store. I was in there for just a few minutes. And what I was getting at Walmart is I was doing like a battery exchange. Um, and then I bought my daughter a pack of Digimon cards. She really likes Digimon, and I do too and stuff, so it's cool. opening them with her, and she gets to play them and look through them and stuff, or play with them. Don't play the game or anything. Too young, I guess, now. But then I bought my wife a pack. They only had two, and they were just like randomly placed. I don't even know what it was, but I got one of them. It's like of Naruto, I should say. And sorry for the accent, but it was just like some artwork and like themes from the show and stuff like that. Make sure this ain't getting wet. But anyway, so got that. I was gonna get a ice cream cake for my birthday and put that back. But be honest with you guys, been busy with all this bullshit. I haven't even really thought about my birthday a whole lot. Kind of similar to the way things always are. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, but while I was in the hardware store again, I was having to get some like vapor barrier and some screws and stuff like that. Cause got that guy going to come and do that roof on that rent trailer and stuff this week, weather permitting. So probably not. And anyways, though, I was getting all that, just getting it stockpiled just to be for sure. Well, he or excuse me, while I was in there, again, this is like 7:30. They just opened up like half an hour ago. Place was fucking packed. People was going in and out there asking when the truck was going to run because they need heaters and stuff like that. And these are people like twice my age and everything, seemingly. And I'll be honest with you guys, you know, in addition to the whole like conspiracy, the cloud seeding and stuff like that, um, which by the way, on the ride back from home, I was looking at some people's like chimneys and stuff where they got the stoves going. It was like lingering in the air, like the atmosphere was really heavy and stuff like that. And I was just noticing even that day, it's like I couldn't take like a full breath or anything, really. Um, Even kind of throughout the day, like just the atmosphere was heavy. Is the best way I could describe it. And I'm not super smart on all this shit. I mean, something I did to kind of mitigate that though was that night I went and took a few shots of moonshine. Something strong like that will kind of help seemingly work your lungs out a little bit. Um, Seemed to work today. I'm good, but you can tell like there's decent airflow and stuff tonight. You know, smoke's kind of not just lingering here and putting out the big clouds as I'm smoking. It's kind of going on, you know. But anyways, um, something that I kind of think's a bit weird is, I mean, as far as winter goes, yeah, I mean we're not the most prepared people, but like I say, we've got the wood stove, and if you can't have a wood stove, then you know, like I say, we've also got a generator and a kerosene heater. And something I find a little bit weird though is like, obviously, if you're just starting out, a lot of times you don't have these things, but I feel like a backup heat source um, is kind of something that people should get earlier on. Um, where these people are twice my age, they should have, you know, two wood stoves, two kerosene heaters, you know, just by math or whatever. I thought in my head. Um, but I would urge somebody go whenever you're not going to need them, like during springtime and they're selling them out cheap and stuff. I would urge somebody to go and get like some type of backup heat thing. Um, or during the summertime, you can find them like secondhand and stuff. I mean, if you're able to, wood stove's great. Like it's supposed to be like I think I read it earlier and it's like 19 degrees or something. I mean, it's really cold out here. It's cold where you had to wear gloves or it's hurting your hands, you know. And I'm just gonna make this video a little bit longer. by the way, so I'm gonna go and smoke another one. But anyways, I'd recommend getting one if you have the ability to get one set up. If you're renting or something like that, they probably don't want you to cut a big hole in the wall or the roof and doing that. But I would get something that doesn't require electricity, of course, just in case. Um, but maybe like a kerosene heater. I know you can do like get like propane heaters and stuff like that. And sometimes like there's certain towns and stuff that have like natural gas lines and stuff. Um, so you can probably be chill with those. I don't know all the deets on that though. Um, sorry, I'm just making sure this ain't getting too wet. Um, but kerosene, I think it's like $5.50 a gallon around here, and it stays a lot longer than gas does. And also, it's good to burn shit with if you need to. Get like a fire starter, like outside for some scrap. So if you have something that's been sitting around a while, you can find a use for it, or kill some weeds out of your driveway or whatever. Um, yeah, I'd recommend trying to curate something like that if you can, just in case. And but I try to do it in the off season if you can. Generator's good, but um, again, you're depending on what kind you get, you can get your whole house set up to where you can run off of one and stuff, and that would be ideal. But you're looking at some big money. But if you're just wanting something cheap to kind of survive with for a little bit, I'd say kerosene if you can. Wood stove is pretty cheap, um, but you'll stay a hell of a lot warmer. Like I say, we're heating our whole house with it. We've got our vents closed and everything covered up, anyways. Just running straight wood heat right now, which we do whenever it gets like actually cold and stuff all winter. Saves a lot on the electric bill and stuff as well. But yeah, it's just it's kind of crazy seeing the rat race, because I'm not a morning person, but every now and again, I like to get out, get into town dark, or when it's still dark and stuff, and take care of some shit. But just so I can get the fuck back and have a day with my family, and skip the the madhouse times and shit or whatever. Um, but yeah, hopefully everybody's stayed warm throughout this. Of course, this video will be coming out afterwards and stuff, but um, yeah, just kind of chilling tonight, feeling a little bit, I guess, somber in a way. Today just absolutely flew by. I even woke up early and, um, be honest with you guys, just kind of playing a lot of Master Duel. Um, I always feel a little bit odd around my birthday though, aging. Um, I've been feeling like I've been getting old ever since I was 22. Because I was like, oh, well, I've done unlocked drinking legally. So, nothing else. And then at 22, I was big into the grind set. Like, um, I was 22 whenever we got this place here. 2 days before I was turned 23. And then, just life kind of going on. Then I got set up with my that construction job I've talked about before that I thought was going to be like this is it. I'm going to work this out and retire. It ended up not being what I thought it was because the retirement system got fucked up and done away with just like a year or two before I started. That's a place I made the least money I ever made at, you know. I went from making the best money to the least money I ever made. It was a big deal to go out to McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? Like then, so it's kind of crazy. But because I mean, I just worked hard so we could, you know, have a house and stuff like that, you know, and then that kind of took precedent over everything, you know. Um, but yeah, in addition to that, then, you know, some years went by, and I always remember this. I remember I was worrying about turning 25 because I turned 25, and then it was just about that little bit afterwards my daughter was born. But we so like kind of concerned with that. That was one of the only birthday post 22 that I like. It didn't bother me because I was just so concerned with that. I was like, I worry about getting old whenever I'm 26. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then since I was 25 was whenever I had left my construction job and started working from home, taking online calls and stuff, um, or taking calls online, I should say. And then I worked that up until I was 27. Then, like I say, I've been just kind of, I guess you could say, self-employed at this point. I'm just working on my own shit um, for coming up on the past 6 months. And I've been recording this journey. I mean, that's what this channel originally started out being, was me just kind of telling my story and, you know, trying to be some inspiration for anybody who's like kind of woken up and wanted to get out of the rat race and do their own thing. And just kind of tell my story throughout and my journey throughout it and kind of document it, really just for me. Um, but the channel's kind of turned into something else, like not entirely, but I think that's cool though, like seeing the just natural evolution of everything. Um, so this video here is a little bit more like grounded, kind of back to basics, as dumb as that term is in a way. Um, I remember on my birthday that I did turn 26, something cool that did happen was the last time I ever seen the buddy that I made a video kind of talking about, the one about how he was going to vibe forever. That video done pretty well. It got a little over 100 views or something, I think. He was the first one to ever crack that. And talking about how he's going to be vibing forever and doing this shit, you know. Um, but I remember this here. It was the last time we ever hung out. He actually took me out to town and went to like the Asian market and a couple like card game shops and stuff like that and KFC to eat. And it was just really nice not having to be the driver and to just like go out and just do something, you know. Now, obviously, we was only out for like a few hours and stuff. And then I was missing my family time I got back and everything, you know. And I was hoping last year I could have got to do the same thing, but it just didn't happen, you know. Um, like I said, I ain't seen him since then. Um, we've talked a little bit just on like texting and stuff. Um, last conversation I ever had with him was I was asking if he's still playing Yu-Gi-Oh or anything. So I was wondering if because I've got a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh decks I want to duel with, like IRL, if have anybody to. I don't want to go to, well, actually, they don't have any tournaments around. They sell some cards and shit, but no tournaments. I'm going to stand up for just a second. My legs are killing me. Oh. I just got to pick this up and talk like this a little bit. I look like shit. But, anyways, though, so yeah, and then we've got this. I've noticed, kind of especially doing these videos and stuff, I can tell the age. And, you know, I've got this line going on. I've had these started couple years. And then I've got the kind of that shit forming. They're not as prevalent. Um, I don't know. It's just weird seeing the age in like in your body, you know. Um, and then like say legs getting tired. I mean, they're fucking doing that tingly thing like right now. It's honestly stupid. Um, I'm not saying this like in a bragging way or anything because it's not that. I mean, I wish I had it easier and shit, but I've really like just hurt myself over and over and over, like having to do a lot of this shit kind of by myself. You know, I've been trying to get set up, and ever since I bought the farm, it's been a lot of work. You know, um, like I say, I'm out here. I need to shave, so don't hate. But anyways, I'm hoping that this year for my birthday, I've got a little bit of time here. I'm hoping that this year I can get something together. I really want to like go out to eat either at a KFC or White Castle. That's really just kind of, I guess, an excuse to get out and do something. Like I want to do something where I don't have to drive, and I don't know. It's just it sounds stupid and it's kind of whiny a little bit. I know, but it's like I just kind of want to be like chauffeur and taken care of. Like I'll pay for all the food. I'll pay for whoever takes the food. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that. Uh, but but yeah, it's hopefully I get to do that. I'm gonna try to. I've got a few things I want to do tomorrow. A little bit more like fun, necessary activities and stuff. Um, but I really want to try to start planning and seeing what I can kind of round up and get together. I've had a lot of people. I'm trying to squat back down for at least a minute. I don't have to hold that up, but I'll show you guys the snow and stuff here. When I get this done, but or about done. But I'm really hoping that I can do that. Like get some people together. But I've pushed it sounds bad, but I've kind of pushed some people out of my life because, um, again, I just got so tired and couldn't handle like the NPC bullshit or anything anymore. You know, just for having to talk to normies and things like that. It's just not healthy for me. But they were people that were already on the way out of my life, and they were just kind of holding on in like a pity way. But I've got a couple buddies, but they don't get along. And then their schedules are just odd as fuck. So I don't know if I'll be able to get to do anything. I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll drive. Just be like, um, me, my wife, and my child, and we'll go out to eat or something. Um, and like I say, I'll drive and stuff. But we'll see. I'd really like to. Like I say, just not have to, because that's the thing is driving is just so mentally like stressful for me. Honestly, I hate it. It sounds crazy coming from somebody who's got their CDLs and shit, but it just really stresses me out. Like, I was stressed pulling that wood splitter in that truck riding video I made, and imagine with like an 8 foot wide trailer pulling it behind on these little skinny ass roads and shit like that, 16 foot long, and it's like, you know, shit, I hate doing that. But you gotta do what you gotta do. But the car we take to town is just a little bitty ass car, and it's not as bad, but it'd be an automatic and everything as well. But it still just stresses me out to have to drive, and then by the time that I get to where I can have fun, it's like my soul's just sucked out. Like I wish I could just be like a lot of people in a way when it comes to driving, not be scared to drive anywhere, just hop in and just like fucking go and not worry about it, just be on autopilot. But I'm always like just freaking out. That's like a thing, you know. Um, but anyways, we'll see what we can try to get done with that. Last thing I want to mention in this video, I thought about making this its own video, I may touch on this like later on if there's any new developments. But something that's, I'm gonna have to do like an energetic cleanse of the house or something, because I've been having, the only way I can describe it is like neutral dreams, right? And in these neutral dreams, like, oh, what just keeps happening over and over is something good will happen in it, something bad will happen in it. Like, for example, my nanny, I'm standing getting a lighter. Um, like my nanny, someone I cared for deeply, passed away a few years ago. I got to see her in my dream, and it always warms my heart, you know, to see her and hear her talk to me and stuff, even if it's like just a dream and stuff. But at the same point, like, she was disappointed in me at the dream because I got her carpet all dirty, and she's just like, wasn't her usual, like, oh, that's all right, we'll take care of it, like, type self that she was, you know, if something like that were to happen. Um, but she's, you know, just kind of give me that, like, damn, I can't believe you done this. That's so disrespectful. That's awful of you to do type treatment, or something she would never do. Then I felt so bad because it's my old little ass nanny, you know, and I was gonna like get the vacuum and shit and clean it up and stuff like that, and clean up best I could. And I was trying, you know, and like it just hurt me because I made her sad. But it's good that I got to see her in a sense. And another example, seen one of my wife's cousins and one of them and stuff like that. He's somebody that we tried to kind of push out just because he's so weird, pathological liars, kind of a nice fella, but just never know if they're telling the truth and what the fuck's even going on, right? Like, just so weird. But seen him and he's being nice and everything, but then he's kind of like judging us for the way that we are and how we've changed and evolved as people and stuff. And it's just like, but because he's so nice, even though he's judging us, we're having to, just like me and my wife, having to kind of like still be nice, but also take up for ourselves and explain something to somebody who doesn't get it at the same time, you know? It's weird. Like, and these are every time I sleep, whether if it's regular sleep or whether if it's nap, it don't matter. It's pretty crazy, honestly. Like, but yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on. How everything's kind of going. Different type of video, of course, but I guess the last thing I want to touch on. Um, whenever I came out earlier, whenever it was just starting to snow, because I went and put a bunch of hay in the doghouse, and I also fed the chickens and the dogs and donkey, and got some wood brought in and stuff, firewood. But but anyways, snow was just kind of falling. Now I came out here a little bit earlier. It was like that, just kind of powdery snow, and I was like, because I used to have to snow plow and stuff for that construction job. Well, like in a dump truck and shit. It's like salt the roads and stuff, you know. And anyways, I was like, well, you know, this stuff here scrape off pretty easy, you know. It's not bad. But then coming out here now, everything's like turned to ice because it snowed and then it's kind of done like this like sleety rain stuff on top of it, and it's like slick as hell. Um, I don't know if it's like that where everybody else says it's cold, but I don't know if you can even see any sparkles in it, but it's ice, ASMR shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you heard it just break there. Like, But yeah, so I guess the last part of this video here, just gonna show a little bit of the snow. Oh shit, gotta wipe this off. I do love some night air, bro. Anyways, I don't know if you can see there a little bit. See the big ass trench thing. But yeah, that's the snow. See me holding an iPad in the shadows. Weird, but anyways, yeah, it's a different type of video than kind of been doing, but I feel like these are important every now and again. I'm gonna try to plan something cool for the birthday. Got some. You do. I'm gonna sage the house. What the fuck I'm gonna do tomorrow? But yeah, if anybody watched this entire thing, you're a fucking champ. Anyways, though, if anybody did, hope you have a good one.